So the very last video I did, I was going to do a point giveaway. And then life happened. So, we're going to make that point right now. Do it on video. And then, I don't know, I'll figure out how to draw. Somebody's going to get something. And I happen to be surrounded by glass. So, that's what we're going to do. I believe that's obsidian. I don't know. Let's do a little obsidian point, huh? Yeah, it seems to all be in frame. I don't see how Mr. Jack Crafty does this with, I don't know, maybe he's got a different type of camera. I mean, this camera's almost too close for... So all I'm doing is working around the edges, knocking off the sharp bits. Do that with a hammer stone. I find that to be fastest for me. A lot of times you end up with broken points. I'm just taking off this square edge, zigzagging it. This was just a flake. You can see that's the flaking on the top. And there's the back of the flakes. Of course, nice and smooth. Just trying to get a good angle. This would be way easier with indirect, but I'm also hoping I don't cut myself. Well, I've had a pretty good run. Getting freaking flakes in the tips of my fingers. That's how you do it, boys. There we go. Alright, I'm pressure flaking it from here. So I hope everybody's having a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Those of us into the more fringy bits, that footage of the alien spacecraft, or well, the UFO, that's just been released. It's pretty doggone interesting. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It's probably just going to end up being some kind of like super advanced drone or something. But man, it's something. That's really cool. I'm just getting that square edge I made by breaking the bigger piece. Knocking it off. A while back I made myself this little shearing tool. I'll tell you, man, I really like this thing. It helps get you straight lines on the side of the arrowheads like the Cahokias and the Ishis and stuff. I mean, I'm no good at making the Ishis. I can bang out a Cahokia alright. But the real fine notches I'm just not that great at. But So you just take that and shear right down the side. It moves your edges. Look there. I done cut myself already. Oh, Lord. And we're just going to make a simple little corner notch today. And once you shear her, give her a slight touch with the old abrader. Now you can do this with a hammerstone. It just takes longer. Yeah, I cut the mess out of myself last night. There we go, after one pass. The back's still pretty flat though. So you want to chip off your deltas and shear back. Cooked me up some Texas rock in a turkey roaster last night, trying to get it good and glassy. Let's see what happens with it. It's sitting over there now. Hopefully it comes out pretty good. I've had mixed results. I probably don't let it sit long enough, and I put it in the sand. I've seen some guys use the sand in the turkey roaster, and some guys don't. Alright, so it's getting small, so instead of shearing off the side, I'm going to use the abrader to move the platform and the braid all at once, which works pretty good too on the softer stuff, or the more brittle stuff like obsidian. Okay, so here's what we got right now. Pushing these flakes a little harder so we can get flakes across the back. You don't want to push them too hard though, especially on this obsidian. They'll run clear off the other side. Especially if you have any convexity on it. Particularly with this obsidian too. You can just reach up high with your pressure flaker and snap off a pretty good flake. You don't need to have super ground edges. So here's our basic point. The bottom still needs some work. So we're going to even the bottom out. Get ready to notch it. I like to run a couple pressure flakes up into where I'm notching before I start, and I also like to take the sharp corners off. If it's basically a triangle, knock off the two bottom corners. See how this one is now? Now it's kind of, might help if I hold it up there where you can see it. You just basically use the tip of the pressure flaker like your abrader when you get down to this stage. You don't want to be torquing on this obsidian too much. Alright. So now I'm going to braid it lightly. And I'm going to throw some pressure flakes up in there, off the corners. Make it a little easier to notch. So here's what we got. Oh, that does not look good. Time to notch. I don't know, these how-to videos, I just don't know. I don't feel like I have the right setup, or that I'm all that impressive of a teacher when it comes to these things. I may just start sharing finished points and stuff. Now another problem with obsidian is you can quickly notch far too deep. So you don't want to do that either. Notching's one of those things, it's a major pain until you get it, and then you do that. Well, looks like we're going to go back to the drawing board on that one. I cannot make this giveaway point for nothing.